Michael Hamilton writes, "Hi, Movie Talk crew. With all furor for The Force Awakens going around, my question is, if George Lucas is saying that Greedo shot first, is that the end-all be-all for the Han or Greedo debate? Thanks, and may the Force be with you all."
For those of you who don't know what this question is about, and I'm positive most of you do, in the original incarnation of the original Star Wars film, Han, being the rogue and scoundrel and survivor that he is, when confronted by Greedo, he wasn't having none of this. He murdered Greedo in cold blood in the bar. Now, it was still self-defense because Greedo's pretty much announced his intentions and I'm going to kill you if I have to. So he shot first. Now, in the special editions and the re-messed with editions that George Lucas later put out, they changed it to where Greedo actually shot first. So Han was purely acting in self-defense. So you've probably seen the t-shirts around that says Han shot first, Han shot first. Now, here's the thing. This is very much like the situation of my utter denial that the prequel films even exist. Like to me, you talk to me, I say the only 3 Star Wars films that exist are New Hope, Empire, Return of the Jedi. Those are the only 3 Star Wars films. But the reality is, no matter how much I say that, the reality is there are 3 prequel films, and they are real, and they are part of canon, and they are part of the overall story. I can say there's only 3 Star Wars movies till I'm blue in the face, and I do. But the reality is they are there. They are that, drug-addicted uncle that still lives in your grandmother's basement. He's an embarrassment, but he's still family. That's what the prequels are. And the same thing goes with the whole Han shot first, Greedo shot first. Those Star Wars movies, they belong to George Lucas. And if George Lucas says that Greedo shot first, to me, Han always shot first. To you, Han always shot first. But if Lucas says Greedo shot first, then that's what it is. Greedo shot first. So much like my denial of the prequels existing, I don't know, Schnepp, how do you see this? Do we have fans, as fans, have the right to say, no, Han shot first, or is it Lucas's call?
No, it's as a fan of the movie, as a kid when I saw it and I saw Han shoot first. George Lucas can retcon stuff till he's blue in the face. He can he could remake it as CG characters. I mean, I don't know what he would do now with Star Wars. He's already done so many editions and special editions, fixed certain things and ruined other things that were great in Star Wars. There's no reason to mess with a film. I think you want to do something, make a new film. Don't keep remaking or fixing or adjusting, doing special editions to all these things that you were like, well, now with the technology, I could do. So I was like, I believed it the first few times he retconned stuff, but then it started you're manipulating things that don't make sense, like the whole thing with Han shooting first. Now it's Greedo shooting first because he felt like that's a hero wouldn't do that. It's like, hey, he's a scoundrel.
He
wasn't a hero. He's a pirate. He's he's not a bounty hunter, but he's a smuggler. So Han shot first. That's always going to be the case for me. I don't need to wear a T-shirt to know that Han shot first. I just know he shot first, and Lucas lost his mind. Thank God he's making his weird experimental films in his basement. I can't wait to see those, Lucas.
I have to disagree with you. One thing that you said, though, you had said, well, he owns Star Wars, and it's his. He doesn't own Star Wars anymore. And they asked J.J. Abrams the other day on one show. They said, "Who did Han shoot first?" And he said, "Hell yes." And he's part of the new regime now that controls Star Wars.
But they can't change anything.
They can't change anything. But what they can do is in the Han Solo movie, see him do things very similar to that. And that's a good point. So when you have Han Solo, this version of Han Solo that was a scoundrel and wasn't a good dude, and his arc changed throughout the movies. That when he finally was doing good stuff, you see how far he came from being the dude who's just going to blast an alien right in the middle of a bar to a guy that's going to go, wait, I'm going to look out for my friends first and do this stuff, because he had to change.
Dude, that's why you care about the ending of Star Wars, where you don't care about the prequels because they didn't do any character development. When he shows up and saves Luke, let's go home, kid. Everyone's cheering in the audience. It had an emotional resonance.
Something that Han Solo that we met in the cantina, who did shoot first,
who
that Han Solo wouldn't have done that.
No, because he was all about himself.
Yeah.
Right after he shot Greedo, he's all about pay me. Yeah, I'll take you. Pay me. Like that's all it was about. And then he also added in that scene with Jabba the Hutt where it's so silly. He's stepping on Jabba's tail, and there's
the nerd sweat at this table right now.
It's crazy, but
it's very deep.
But besides that, no. And the other thing though too is saying like they can't change it. Maybe not. But what they could do when they eventually get those rights back to the movies, the original versions. And I don't know what the deal is with Fox. Fox might have them for a long time.
Perpetuity, yeah.
But if they ever do release, the questions are going to, if they release the original versions, the questions are going to come, are those the canon versions now?
I'm going to tell you, if they do re-release the version, I'm almost certain. I don't know this. This is pure speculation on my part, but I feel very certain that when Lucas sold those things over, he sold that these are my movies. These are how they are. So if you re-release them, these are the versions you got to release.
And if I'm Bob Iger, I'm going, look at that. That says $4.4 billion.
I know. I know,
right?
I know.
That is just like an untold amount of cash. Because
Yeah.
I have the original versions. They released them when they did that DVD double dip, where they had the special
Yes, they
editions and the unmastered, unremastered original versions. I couldn't wait to buy those. So I actually have them, and a lot of other people have them. They were released, but just not in a Blu-ray pristine, cleaned up manner.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.